అసోసియేషన్ ఆఫ్ కన్సల్టింగ్ సివిల్ ఇంజనీర్స్ హైదరాబాద్ సెంటర్ శుక్రవారం ఉదయం గచ్చిబౌలిలోని ఈఎస్సిఐ క్యాంపస్లో సెంటనరీ కన్వెన్షన్ సెంటర్లో వచ్చే తరం హైరైజ్ భవనాలు మిశ్రమ మరియు స్టీల్ నిర్మాణంలో పురోగతి అనే అంశంపై 2 రోజుల జాతీయ సదస్సును ఆరంభించింది. ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి మంత్రి శ్రీధర్ బాబు ముఖ్య అతిథిగా హాజరై ప్రారంభించారు. ఈ కార్యక్రమంలో ఏసీసీఈ ఉపాధ్యక్షులు రాజ్ కుమార్ కాచర్ల, కాశీరాం అడిపు, భీమారావు జాబిగామ, భీమ్రావ్ జాలిగామ, సి రమేష్, సుధాకర్ ఇతర సభ్యులు పాల్గొన్నారు. ఈ సందర్భంగా మంత్రి శ్రీధరబాబు ఆసక్తికరమైన రీతిలో ప్రసంగించారు. మరి ఆయన ఏం చెప్పారో ఓసారి మీరు లుక్కేయండి.
Starts with getting up early morning. Either it may be a bedroom that is being constructed by a civil engineer, and in fact while we end our day and go to sleep, that too in a room built by a civil engineer. And when we travel to our office space, the roads are built by a civil engineer, and ultimately where to work, that is also built by civil engineers. So without civil engineer, there is no world now. So all the credence and goes to the civil engineers. నేను మాట చెప్పదలుచుకున్నానండి. I'm not an engineer by profession, but I'm very poor in math when I was studying in my school. Math was always a distant dream for me, and I was so scared by protractor at the time, all the instruments and all, but I could really scrape through with decent marks in the math. Then I made my quite self behave, either I have to go to biological sciences or arts. So both I have selected and I took this path. Ultimately, my job and journey in the politics, especially to see that as a policy maker, I have to be a social engineer. So to become a social engineer is a very difficult job. You have to understand A, B, C, not to Z, of all the subjects, and try to bring out the best policies in whichever field you are, and try to improve upon ourselves to see that we bring some qualitative change in the lives of the people. So now I am into IT industry. Many people would think that I am an engineer by profession, but I keep studying what you mean by the technology and the new answers of the technology and new generation technologies, which I have to bring in a policies to see that I, on behalf of the government, could create the atmosphere, a platform, and also act as a facilitator to bring in all the best of the brains who can bring innovation, who can bring excellence in their field. And I am here. When I was speaking to Murthy Garu, when he invited me over to this conference, I was telling I am not an engineer, neither a civil engineer, I am not into a PWD minister, R&B minister, or some other minister to be here to know the nuances of the next generation technologies. But when Murthy Garu insisted that I am here to speak few words and really here to learn few things from you too. And when Rajkumar, as yesterday he had come, I was too busy that time with my people around, I couldn't able to meet him, who had come specially to invite me over here. So all the thanks to all the elders on the days and all the eminent people and all the excellent engineers over here, and the next generation engineers, the young engineers, I can see many over here who are here to learn, who are here to deliberate, who are here to exchange knowledge, who are here to upgrade themselves, upskill themselves and reskill themselves in this field of civil engineering technologies and to move forward. So I would like to mention here, I have not come here to deliver a ceremonial greetings over here. I am here as a policy maker. Above all, I believe in the power of imagination and especially what you people imagine in materials. You know, everybody knows here because before a tower rises, when we build some structure, a thought should soar. You know, all engineers, you know, when you think of building or if you think of building a structure, a thought will come to your mind. But materials, what you choose, is not just your buildings, but it shall help to enhance, to reframe and reform our society. So this is a social angle what I look into your civil engineering too. And I'm here to say that few facts about our state, how we are trying to bring in a change. Our Chief Minister, Mr. Revanth Reddy, and our colleagues and ourselves, or over a period of 1.5 years, why we are trying to infuse thousands of crores into our economy. Especially the capital expenditure which is required for the momentum of economy is most important. But practicality is we also have to think about the welfare of our people too. I do agree that if the welfare of the people and the size of the amount we take from our budget to the welfare is phenomenal. I would say, you know, it's beyond sometimes our pockets. Over a period of time, if we don't put in our capital or budget to the capital expenditure, which will be mostly into the buildings, into the structures, into the long-term perspective actions of the building phenomena, we can't have the beautiful buildings around for the future generations. Keeping that into aspect, and I would like to mention here what Ramaredi was also saying in 24-25, I would like to reflect. The Telangana construction sector recorded a robust, when you compare to the national growth, it is about 11.9% is our Telangana growth when compared to 8.1% of the national growth. Contributing about 80,000 crores to our economy. It now accounts for 24.9% of the state services gross value added, nearly 1/4 of our services economy. Where services economy, I would like to say contribute about 65% to our economy. This momentum is primarily driven by the Telangana urban transformation and its appetite for vertical expansion. Hyderabad, everybody knows over here, you know, people from the construction industry, most of here, all the leaders are over here. Hyderabad has now over 220 buildings above 100 meters, with another 250 in various stages of design and execution, which shall be, you know, a subject of your discussion for 2 days conference over here. This is, I would like to see that it's not a growth, it's an ascent now. In this ascent, we would like to see that, you know, your contribution is required. Your experience, your varied experience, your rich experience, how do we take ascent to build the new age technologies for the global world to see? You know, the next generation technologies are here in Hyderabad. This is where we would like to transform, shape and change through your experiences. And I would like to say that we are not merely expanding, we are elevating ourselves. You know, when it comes to so many other things, what I really go through, certain things in terms through national newspapers and all, what we see right now, what we see, everybody sees in a concrete jungle, when you start your structures and all. Concrete, I can see that concrete alone can't carry the future because of the paucity and scarcity of the resources what in times to come. And you people already are in the job of building on the steel technology. Now nowadays, you know, we are moving in the age of rising risk and shrinking margins. Most of the contractors or the stakeholders of this construction industry always, you know, puts in there that their margins are shrinking, and they have the challenges like climate urgency and the increasing urban density, and also the time compression. And over the past few years, we have noticed that traditional RCC roofs are not enough. And composite, the steel structures offer a new playbook for the cities of tomorrow, which shall enhance a 40% of the faster construction. And in terms of the taking load, 30% of the lighter load, we shall save on the foundation stress and superior seismic resistance, lower water and dust pollution during construction, and ultimately it's recyclable, aligned with the circular economy goals of our today. These are all meant to ultimately what Mr. Rajkumar just now was telling about the sustainable constructional activity. These are your and our ethical choices in terms of moving from the RCC to other new age technologies. And in Telangana, I would like to correlate. In Telangana, we are not just talking about innovation. We are trying to live in it. We have seen the steel flyovers under SRDP, which were delivered ahead of the schedule. And we have the Life Sciences Valley, which we have a technology hub which has been built on these structures, enabling adaptive reuse and pre-engineered sheds in our industrial parks, especially in my department. Our cutting edge technology is what we are trying to really embrace and showcase for our investors. This is our proof, and this is not a promise which is being making. This is a proof what we have been trying to tell to all the delegates who have come from the other parts of our India. And I assure you, innovation is not something what we react to. Innovation is something we regulate to, it's something we would like to accelerate to. In recent times with TGDX, we are integrating real-time infra monitoring into digital bloodstream of the street. We are literally monitoring this. And we are also trying to enable digital transparency through, and we recently, our Chief Minister has launched this Build Now portal. And everybody over here on the days or off the days knows about it, which will enhance speed, accountability, and also confidence into housing proposals. And, as a technology minister, we are trying to embed infra AI into our clusters to stimulate material fatigue, load behavior, and also to bring in life cycle performance. Yes, I would like to mention here, we are moving with a forward to proposal to center and BIS for a national code on composite steel high-rise design. We are just moving on. And we are trying to put it out for the center too. We have a very, basic duty to rise, but not in chaos, I meant to say, but with a discipline, but with a code. As you rightly mentioned, few states have brought in an enactment or a law in terms of the civil engineering. We would like to bring in that sort of a thing in a code. And we need now a smarter kind of building intelligent modular circular structures. Not for now, for the near future. And everybody speaks, a buzzword from my technology side is AI. And buzzword for everybody is a sustainable building structures or sustainable living. This is a buzzword for everyone. So we all have to contribute to see that self-sustainable SDG goals of the UN which is being prescribed is the order of the day for the governance, is the order of the day for not only for governance of the state, but also for governance at the national level too, on an international plan too. And I would like to mention, we are trying to build for the next generation, using the new technologies like artificial intelligence, and also when you infuse artificial intelligence plus building information modeling to predict pre-life cycle stress. And we are also mentioning here IoT sensors to monitor post-occupancy performance, that most of the builders are now taking this into the next level, and modular layout that allow future repurposing. Green facades, and everybody are now moving into the alternative energies like solar. They do solar cladding now and thermoskin for breathable skyline. And I would like to mention, and when you are rising your buildings, why I mentioned about the social engineering is, you build, you are made, and you are so efficient and proficient in raising the buildings. And when we never thought a building can be raised these many floors or these many meters, you can make it possible because of your skill and excellence and the talent. Or as a social engineer, and any height without humility is architecture without a purpose. So all the buildings which you are bringing in, all the structures, all the designs which you are bringing in, and the intelligence you put into that is just not a vanity, it's you are creating a change in the quality of the lives of the people. That's what I see as a social engineer. And I would like to mention here the contribution over a period of time to this sort of a technologies, whether if you have seen in 40s, the technology was varied in 60s to 80s, and the computer and the new technologies has come, you have been using this to bring in the new technologies into future. Now, the generation is shifting. When the generation is shifting, and the next generation, what they think, what they predict about their home, their offices, or their buildings to come, or the roads to be built, is in the new phrase. The man with lots of expertise, a senior engineer with lots of expertise, like I can say, the structural engineer, Mr. Boom Murtigaru, who has been there from 70s, he has to think now of a future for 2050, how the building should look, what the future generation would like to see their buildings, would like to see their homes, would like to see their roads, would like to see their offices. So this they have to dream about, or they have to vision it about.